Rain Access Solutions.
Hi, I'm Glenn of Rain Access Solutions. Welcome to my vlog. Have you ever wondered whether you could turn your aging regular desk fan into something like remote controlled one? Now here is the answer to that. This is a KTS General PCB module. What it can do is that it can enable your regular fan to be some kind of controlled by a remote control. So instead of you standing up and switching the fan speed or switching it off and on manually, now we can convert it to a remote control fan. I bought this from Lazada a couple of months ago and I haven't had the time to install it. And now, since it's January 1 and it's a holiday, there's no work in the office, now we have the time to check this out. This is from China, I guess, and it came with this remote control. And let's see if there's a battery inside. So there you go, it didn't come with batteries, but the batteries are AAA size. Now this is the main module or the main PCB board, and it also has this components on it. Now this dangling wire here is the remote sensor. So it senses the signal from the remote control and receives instructions from that device. If we look at this device closely, we can see how simple the design is. Although it appears to be simple, there's some kind of engineering marvel in this. And if we look at the components, we have a capacitor here, some kind of IC and standard ribbon, and this part here is the one that makes the beeping sound, I guess. Now let's look at the terminal. You can see the letter N in there, that's for neutral, and COM for common, and the L for the live wire. If we look at the back side of it, the common and the neutral, or the N and the COM, are connected together. So you can interchangeably install the N, except for the L, which is in a separate line. And both of them goes through this some kind of a fuse, so there's a security feature added to this PCB. Now these terminal are screw type, and that goes the same for the terminal for the speed variables. So we have this switch here, and for the 1, 2, 3 variable speed. So you don't actually need to get a separate screwdriver because it came with this tiny screwdriver. It's a flat-headed one. Now if you look at the numbering here, this corresponds to the number on the switch number on your desktop or electric fan. And the tip of the screw is flat, just small enough to fit the screw top of this terminal. Here is an old desk fan that I'm going to modify. This has been around since 2014, I guess. And this timer switch isn't working anymore. So we're gonna open it and add this module inside. We will have to remove the cover at the base And we're gonna use a separate screwdriver, one that is large enough to fit the screws that are used to secure this base cover. So I'm gonna speed up the video to save time. Now that the screws are out of the way, we're gonna remove the base cover. Here are the wirings behind that cover. If you look at it, it may look so complicated at first, but if you carefully trace out the wire connections, you will see that there are only two main connections that are coming from the main socket. Now, these wires go through some kind of module that splits them, but we're going to work first with the one that has a label N, and I'm not sure if most of the fans out there have this same kind of label, but the other one is connected to the timer and to the off switch. Now, I'm not sure about the other model or other kinds of fan, but yeah, this fan appears to be a little bit complicated than a regular fan because it has a timer. That round thing in the middle is for the timer switch, and it connects directly to one of the wire that goes to the socket. This red wire here is one of the live. It goes to the off switch, but the main switch of this desk fan is already faulty. So that's why we're going to convert this to a remote controlled enabled fan. Now let's begin cutting the wires so that we can connect these wires to our PCB. I'm going to cut off the N wire first. This is for the neutral. Now this wire connects to the variable speed of the fan. Let's go ahead and remove the cover. Let's cut off the red wire, which is for the live wire as well. Now let's clean this blue wire, which is for the letter N, and twist the wire strand just to make it tidy and easier to insert to the PCB terminal. Let's do the same for the other end of it. This wire here, this black one, will go to the neutral or letter N in the PCB, since the black wire is labeled N anyway, so we're just going to connect it to the letter N. And we might want to trim the tip of it if it's too long, and just make it just enough to fit snugly inside the terminal. Now we have to connect this wire to the N terminal of the PCB. Now the next one, remember that we cut this wire and it was previously connected to that black wire. Now this other end of that wire will go to the COM or the common. If you notice, I didn't speed up the video so you can actually see how I'm doing it, and it will give you an idea on how you will also do it in the future should you decide to buy one and convert your own test fan. Now it's time to connect the red wire, the one that is connected to the timer and to the switch off button. Let's go ahead and strip the tip of this wire and tidy the wire strand as well. If the wire strand is too long and if you feel that it's not gonna go all the way inside the terminal, just cut off the tip, some of the tip, and that's it. Prune it off and connect that red wire to the L or the hot wire. Let's go ahead and fit it in. If you feel that it's not going through all the way, you can try and loosen up the terminal and try again. Or if you feel that something is blocking it, just push the base of that terminal a little bit so it gives a little more space to accommodate that wire. Now it's time to install the variable speed. We're going to cut the number 1 first. But as you can see, when I cut it, I leave a little bit of that skin so that it can still match the wire to its original button should I decide to remove this PCB just in case it gets faulty. Now, yeah, it's easier to match up the wirings to the original configuration if you leave some of the rubber coating to the leftover wire that is soldered to the base of that buttons. The first variable speed number 1 will connect to the terminal 1. What I mean by that is that the wiring that goes to the 1 speed or the speed 1 on your desk fan should go to the number 1 terminal on this PCB. And that will also go the same for the number 2 speed and number 3 speed. I'll repeat the same technique that I used earlier. I left some of the coatings on the residual wire and I'm going to trim this up, remove some of its protective cover and twist the strands as well. So the number 2 wires goes to the number 2 terminal in this PCB. Just make sure that you have tightened the terminal properly to avoid any issues like faulty wirings later on. And I'm just going to repeat the same process for the speed number 3. Trim it off. And I'm just going to make sure that the tip of this wire will slip through easily to the terminal 3 by also twisting the strands. There you go. So this will be the last wire that we're going to attach to the PCB board. And that's it. It's not really complicated. It's actually very easy to do. And the final check that we need to do is to make sure that those screws are properly tightened and that no wires are going to come off loose, or we're going to risk an electrical short. Let's go ahead and do a final check and see if there's any loose screws. Now we can fit and hide this PCB into that hollow space. We don't need to cable tie this wire to secure it in place, but if you wanted to, you can actually cable tie it to those screw holder. And I do suggest that before you replace the cover and screw the screws back to their place, just do a quick test. Run the remote control or plug the fan, see if it's going to work, to save you time from troubleshooting it later. Let's go ahead and try it now. I'm going to plug it to the extension cord. Take note that the first time you plug this thing, or every time you plug it to the wall socket, you will hear a faint beep coming from the PCB. Again, let's try it. There. After that lengthy installation, it's time to test it. There are only two buttons that are important in this remote control. That is the on switch and the off button. Now the on switch is also the switch for the variable speed. The rest of this button doesn't work, but the mode works. So if we switch it on, when you switch the fan on, the first speed is number 1. To increase the speed and switch to number 2, press the on button again, and it will automatically switch the speed to variable number 2. Now if you feel that the speed is not enough, you can actually press the on button again and it will change the speed to number 3. That is the highest speed that this fan can give. Now to switch it off, just press the off button and it will switch off the fan. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you do find this video useful, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments at the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day everyone. Goodbye.